There's a colossal modern overhaul to the Bing search motor. It's presently fueled by AI. Microsoft have executed their successor to ChatGPT, which is implied to be quicker, superior and more astute. What makes it special is that this AI is one of the first to appropriately get to and browse the web, and not at all like ChatGPT, which is implied to be of accommodating chatbot. Sydney's objective is to be of individual right hand for browsing the web. This implies it can look and summarize news articles, discover and give cooking counsel, and indeed give an unused and intuitively ways to look the net. Exactly how it works, test its limits and see how it compares to its competition. I asked Google, Siri and Bing to assist me. Right of occasion arrange. Here's what I got from Siri, here's Google, and at last here's Bing. Gave me an entirety part of suggestions. It made a difference. Me contract down me options such as places to visit and remain, and even the costs for tickets from websites, all without clearing out a single tab. I too inquired her to assist me type in an email draft, and here's how that went. And voila, I have a mail compost for me. Pretty valuable stuff, particularly for me, who shifts through hundreds of emails every day. Bing's AI can reply questions, write anything you need. It's basically faster and more precise. It holds superior conversations, agreeing to what you've written. It alters your inclinations. It's always up to date as well. Its employments Microsoft's Prometheus demonstrate, which constantly nourishes it unused AI information from on GPT 3.5, an unused emphasis of ChatGPT's framework. Anybody can utilize it as well. In case you're of understudy, you'll be able to summarize academic articles or make references. If you're employing a work, you'll inquire it to reply to commerce emails, draft up information, create tables, or indeed type in trade. For look like, say, finding music artists in my region, Bing can give a broad list of artists and it can discover out precisely what genre of music I'm looking for and create a complete unused list based on those proposals. Anything you inquire it, it'll deliver you a straightforward and point-by-point reply. Possible with other help to this day to get to being AI. I did something unheard of. I utilized Google to download the Microsoft Edge browser. This can be search, and with this I'll fair select to try Edge and download and introduce it. Now I've as of now done this, so I'm just going to open it up here within the foundation. In case this is the primary time that you're accessing Bing, you can head over to Google and search up Bing, but the address is very straightforward. It's just bing.com or bing.com. This looks motor anything such as for illustration, making a difference. Me right of unused support email for a video, and the primary thing you'll take note is on logo, and it's really getting to the newest form of what is regularly Chat GPT, but to looking up all the results here on the page and pulling for me presently on beat of that. It moreover does a links backlinks to all the sources it's currently utilizing to reference this information, and that's truly cool. Here you can see how it referencing Podia as blog.shellify.com, but I'm as it was getting started here with Bing AI. The following thing I can do is inquire what is the climate like tomorrow. There's an unused chat tab here at the exceptionally best, and this extends immediately into the Bing AI chat framework, and this can be the one that's probably the most capable right presently on the net, allowing you to look up questions and even drag in answers based on look results and their substance. There are creative, casual or formal depending on what you're trying to find. Here when I do a what's the climate like tomorrow, not only do I get an aerial lookup through my geolocation, it finds the climate for me. Explanations such as the reality that I'm here in Australia, and it indeed gives me a widget with all the climate estimates. I think the combination of all of usually pretty damn great. I can contract it or change it by selecting a distinctive, and at that point it'll pop up an unused reply as well as the gadget with those climates forecasts going back to the Microsoft Bing domestic page. Wow, that's difficult to say. We actually have parcels of distinctive cases. To grandstand how you'll be able to begin using Bing's AI to perform any sort of look. Traditional ones as well as new ones that would have never been conceivable. Before another, I need to memorize how to cook a Caesar serving of mixed greens, and promptly you should be able to tell that I have no idea what I'm doing, since you do not normally cook a Caesar serving of mixed greens, but I'm going to see in case Bing can help me figure out how to do this. There are common results in case you fair utilize Bing, but in case you head over to the chat, it's attending to work a small bit distinctive. Bing's AI will use this address or this look in sight and do it possess look that comes about will then be summarized, and it's attending to give me a diagram of precisely what I need. In this case, it's beginning off with the fixings saying precisely what ingredients I really need, and indeed I can take it from there. The AI inquires whether I need the chicken and egg version or fair the clash adaptation, or even fair inquiring how to create the want the classic form. What ends up happening is that I'm locked in with search now as a chat, and usually what makes the Bing AI so special in comparison to conventional looking presently that I've given this data, it starts to plan a formula for me with a reference to formulas and eats.com, and here it's telling me what I ought to do in a range to urge it as of now on beat of that I can include extra questions to this, such as what are a few great juices or drinks that would go with a Caesar salad. This isn't truly something I could have done some time recently. I would have had to do a few manuals looking, and hopefully Bing can fair proceed on this conversation with the setting of the Caesar serving of mixed greens to provide me a few answers as to what would work as drinks for a Caesar serving of mixed, and typically where I think it'll take a small bit of time. Sometime recently, people realize that they can begin performing looks in exceptionally diverse ways as to what they utilized to within the past. Here I've got very a part of different wines that individuals have prescribed that go with this feast, but it wasn't truly what I was looking for. I was really more after a natural product juice. So here is where I can alter my address once more to be more particular, to basically inquire for what kind of a natural product juice matching would work with a Caesar serving of mixed greens. Here I get a few awesome proposals, such as the citrus juice with orange, grapefruit, fruit and lemon, and it to tell me why each one of this work. There's also references to the first websites, so if I needed to see those to precisely understand why ChatGPT or Bing AI has recommended these, I can check those links out. I did choose to do this, and it took me to this, the leading Caesar serving of mixed greens recipe. It's not exceptionally particular for drinks, so I checked the moment one, which was pairing up drinks to go with a Caesar salad. So clearly the Bing AI is doing a great work to both looks the net as well as summarize these comes about for me. Another thing I needed to do is figure out a few places to go and observe a few music, so I am inquired or to appear me music occasions happening in my zone. It could utilize a geolocation as well as have a see at the look comes about to deliver me the most up-to-date data around different sorts of music in my range. Bing's AI fundamentally told me precisely what dates they were playing at, as well as which specialists and indeed the areas, such as the Optus Stadium, and this was really cool, but it moreover inquired me in the event that I'm in look of possibly a shake music, so it really given me a few examples of a shake music that are coming up as well. I needed to test the limits of the unused Bing AI Copilot, so what I decided to do here is inquire it to assist me find great pictures of cats that I can use as portion of another mail, since OpenAI, ChatGPT and Bing AI are for the most part text models, and they can't particularly always recognize exceptionally much in terms of images, but what it can do is utilize all tags and meta labels to drag in a gadget of diverse sorts of cats. I needed something more particular in spite of the fact that I needed a cat that was perusing, so here I put in an upgraded thing that I need a cat reading a book. Ideally, it'll do a better work at finding these comes about, but what I think really is happening within the background is for it to fair be utilizing the conventional look to perform that same sort of inquiry, and after that fair grant me back the comes about. I think what would be truly cool in the event that they associated this AI to something like Midjourney or DALL-E 2 to at that point make these sorts of pictures, because I think that would take it one step advance. I'd at long last be able to find a cat perusing a book by a fireplace Bing's AI isn't culminated in spite of the fact that such as a simple inquiry like a common things individuals search for. I think the exceptionally to begin with reply to this address is the reason why Bing and its AI essentially won't appear it in a way. This is very friendly, especially in terms of having a security net against anyone who can be looking the internet and might not be prepared to see a few of these things. By and large, talking the content channel for the AI won't appear anything malevolent nor anything that's subject to be against of age restraint, and I don't intellect this because it implies that I can put my child on this AI chat without having to stress that he'll see something obscene, and in the event that you inquire the same address twice you might get a distinctive reply each time, such as again looking for common things. People rummage around. For this time I got common motion pictures as well as common things like climate as well as social, so you never truly might know what the reply to an address is, since each time it may be a small bit different. As someone who's a programmer, I'm very excited to see how the Bing AI will offer assistance. Me fathom was one of the foremost difficult things to figure out, but these days Bing not as it were finds the reply from common sources, but never was able to get to the web to be able to provide me these answers. While I think the additional good thing about the Bing AI is that it can discover answers for you from the internet and